We are down to the final 10 days. My friends, 10 days left of this Evo 10 giveaway. All right, guys, this is it. Today is the big day we have all been waiting for. Today is dyno day for the Evo 10. Right off the bat, let's run through the entire mod list of this setup. Starting with the internals of the engine. We're running a set of forged Wiseco pistons, forged manly connecting rods, ACL bearings throughout, ARP studs throughout, factory cylinder head, factory camshafts, factory porting, factory valve springs, factory cylinder head. It is still a 2-liter engine. We are running the AGT, the Art Gennari 57mm turbocharger with a tubular manifold, ETS intake, ETS 3.5-inch MAF housing, ETS intercooler piping, ETS intercooler, cob down pipe, an Ultimate Racing catback. And then moving on to the fuel system, ID 1300Xs for the injectors, a single Walbro 450, radium fuel rail, radium regulator, radium fuel lines, an Evolution Dynamics Flex fuel kit, ACT Street HD single disc clutch with the ACT Streetlight flywheel, and of course, Chag Tuned is going to be taking care of the tune on this car. Now that we got the mod list out of the way, there's two things that we need to get sorted out before we head out to the dyno. First off, I'm actually gonna go fill this thing up on ethanol right now. Back in the day, I thought tuning everything on the dyno was the way to go. Now that I have a little bit more experience, not in tuning related, but just building cars in general, I realized that street tuning and dyno tuning both have their places. In my opinion and my experience, if you just tune the drivability of a car on the street, it tends to drive better than tuning it on the dyno for drivability. But of course, when you're doing a lot of pulls, back-to-back pulls, doing that on the dyno is where the dyno comes into play. Doing, let's say, 20 pulls on the street at 500 plus horsepower is a good way to get your car impounded. So let's not do that. So that's number one. I'm gonna go fill up on ethanol. Chag Tuned and I, over the next few hours, are gonna go through and get all the drivability done. So when we hit the dyno, we can head straight to making power. And number two, I wanna change the oil. After I put in a new motor, this is my oil change and filter change intervals. First start, verify everything's good to go. Pull the oil filter, cut the filter, make sure nothing looks funny. After 50 miles, I'll drain the oil, change the filter. 500 miles, change oil, change filter. Now we are just over 600 miles on the new motor, but we're about to hit the dyno. So I'm gonna go ahead and change it again. I cannot get over how perfect the cockpit turned out. All the new gauges, the carbon wheel, the Apple CarPlay head unit. This thing is turning out so good, man. I know I mentioned it yesterday. I really like the X series gauges from AEM. They just look so clean. We are at the ethanol station, and this gauge needs to show at least 70% ethanol for this car to make the highest amount of power possible. When you have a flex kit on Evo 10, as it's adjusting, the check engine light will flash. Now I may be a little bit too obsessed with cutting filters. Every time I change oil, especially on new motors or fresh engines, I like to cut the filter. It's a very, very easy way to catch an early failure. I used to try to snip it off back in the day with just a pair of 10 snips. Grab yourself a filter cutter. They're like, I don't know, 40 bucks on Amazon. Spin it, tighten it, and the top pops off. There's two places I like to check for stuff. In between the papers, and in the bottom, after you dump out oil. If there's a bunch of gunk in there, you got a problem. Oil change is done. We're ready to head out to the dyno, but we have a big problem. The car won't fit on the dyno. It's exactly 84 inches wide, edge of roller to edge of roller, and then there's plates. This car is also 84 inches wide, edge of wheel to edge of wheel. So two options. Number one, we don't dyno it, which that's not an option. Number two is we put some wheels on that are much more narrow. That's what we're gonna do. This thing is looking hilarious with the stock body skinnies on it, but we just made it over to the dyno, using Josh's dyno, of course. Let's get this thing loaded up and see what she does on ethanol. For reference, on pump gas, 26-ish pounds of boost, made right at 400 wheel. We weren't trying to push it whatsoever on pump gas. Ethanol is where it's gonna make the number. Hey, Jimmy. So let's run through the mod list on this exact build. It's a built bottom end, stock head, stock cams, stock valve train, AGT 57mm turbo, ID 1300s, single Walbro 450, ETS intercooler piping, tuned on a stock ECU from Chag Tuned. First up, we calibrate the dyno. We'll probably end up doing 3 or 4 pulls today and be done. So good. I'm excited to hear it wide open. First baseline pull on ethanol made 421 and 360 foot-pounds. All right, we're getting up there. 474 on the second pull. This may very well be the last pull. 3,500 to 8,000 RPM. Turbo noise is so loud from the front. It sounds like a freaking fighter jet. That pull made 488. We got to turn this thing up. We're still only on 28 pounds of boost. So I think we're going to end like 32, 33 pounds. 0.6 of away from 500 wheel. 499.4 horsepower on that last pull. This one here is definitely gonna make the mark. There we go. 503 wheel horsepower, 400, exactly 400 foot-pounds of torque. This thing is gonna be a ripper. I thought it was gonna make a touch more power. It still broke that 500 wheel mark, which is what I needed out of this setup. Let's go do a little rip on the street and see how she feels. made it back to the shop. This thing is a ripper on the street. I know my butt dyno is way off with all of the ridiculously quick cars I've driven. 500 wheel, 400 foot-pounds on the street is literally the perfect power level. 500 on ethanol, 400 horsepower on pump gas, dead reliable. That motor could handle way more power. The clutch can handle way more power. This truly is the perfect setup. Unfortunately, this thing looks ridiculous. Let's get some wheels back on it. I'm actually going to throw on another set of wheels that I've had laying around that are going to be a good option for whoever wins this car. So we have the initial wheels, the 19 by 11 Work ZR10 2Ps. We have the Advan GTs, and now let's get on the new set. Those guys with some meats might look pretty freaking good. Now that does look nice, I'll admit. In my opinion, the best look for this car is the initial Work ZR10 2Ps. Black fit it better. Again, just like the Advan GTs, we do have to run spacers with these wheels. Here she is all white. Here she is with the black. But again, it's your guys' car. Whoever wins can make the call on whatever wheels they want on the build. Very happy with today's progress. Very happy with the numbers the car made. Only 11 days left till this giveaway is over and you can no longer win the car. First link below. Go check out the site, get your entries locked in.